Hi everybody, today's video is going to be a collected haul of everything that I've gotten sent to me and also stuff I purchased myself within the last month, probably a month and a half now, going on 2 months at this point. I have a huge box of stuff down beside me here. Okay, this is, oh God, this is the box of all the stuff that I got sent and purchased myself within the last month and a half. So I'm going to organize everything from like makeup, skincare, hair care, etc. I'm going to do that now and then we can hop into everything and talk about stuff. So first thing I want to talk about, and I've really been loving this, it's the Kaja Superstars Kit. I just got this sent to me a couple weeks ago from Embates and Kaja. So this is what's in the set. 2 of the Gloss Shot lip glosses, one of their Bento Trio eyeshadows, and then their cheek stamps here. And I did a whole video on this stuff for Instagram, so I'll leave my Instagram down below where you can check it out if you want. I just did like a little reels, but this is adorable. I haven't gotten a chance to use this product yet until I got it sent to me, and it's adorable. Definitely worth your money, especially if you like cream products. This is ultra easy to blend out. You'll see how easy it was in that reel if you want to go check it out. This one is the shade Milky, and this one is Pink Drink. The star of this set, I think, is this trio that they sent over. This little eyeshadow trio is beautiful. It's limited edition, so you're only going to get this trio if you get the set. The name of this trio is called Smolder Season. So that is the matte. This is the shimmer, the mid-tone shimmer. And then this is the first shimmer, the lighter shimmer. And this is what it looks like on the fingers. The matte shade is super buttery, super soft, and both of these shimmer shades are beautiful. This trio makes me understand why people love the Kaja trios so much, because the shimmers in here are really beautiful. So there you can see the shadow swatched out. I am just going to hop into it. I purchased a couple eyeshadow palettes. I also got a couple sent to me, but I'm going to talk about this one because it was the most expensive purchase that I've made in a long time. I purchased the newest Pat McGrath Mothership palette. I think this is like number 9, I want to say. Mothership 9, the Utopian Dream eyeshadow palette. It's beautiful. I saw a lot of people talking about this when it first came out, or like when we saw like swatches and the shades of this, and people were really disappointed because they thought it would be more reflected of the packaging. You know how there's like a rainbow in the back there, so there's like a blue, a yellow, a red, a purple. I think a lot of people were disappointed because they were expecting the inside to reflect the outside of the packaging, and it didn't. At least for them, it didn't. And people said they were really disappointed because the inside looks like all the other products that she's done. I don't think so. This is pretty colorful for Pat McGrath, and the way I see it right now, especially with the multi-chromes, the way they are, especially this one here. Do you see this multi-chrome? Do you see it in the mirror right there, how green it is? That is its shift color. It's such a green shift, but it looks like red-brown here. Isn't that crazy? So this, to me, matches the packaging. I don't know why people don't think that, but this looks very similar to this. I do have to say a lot of the shimmers here down and the mattes are very reminiscent to a lot of the other palettes, the other mothership palettes that she's done. So I don't think this is necessarily super unique to the mothership collections that she has done. I think the first one is the most unique. I want to say it's the first one. It's the blue one. It's the really dark, grungy, gray, blue, silvery toned one she did. That one's totally different from the rest because it's gray, cool toned, and blue. All her others are this like rosy pink, warm toned type of palette, and that's okay. The reason why I decided to purchase this one was because these four shades are totally different from all the other special shades that she has done, and I wanted to get this palette because of how people rave about these special shades specifically. I do not have any other Pat McGrath palette. I don't have her quads. I don't have the singles that she had come out with, the mini palettes that she did, and I don't have any of the mothership palettes. So for me, this is a very unique palette in my collection because I don't have any of her other palettes. So that was kind of my reasoning for buying any of the Pat McGrath palettes, and specifically this one. I do think if I did want any other Pat McGrath palette, it would probably be the first one because it is so different from this one. If I would buy any of the other ones, they'd be too similar to this, especially for the price point. That's a very expensive palette to have it so similar to this one. This is very expensive. Do I think it's worth it? Yes, it's not this palette is not a disappointment at all. So if you are the type of person who wants to spend $125 on this palette, you are not going to be disappointed by performance at all. The performance is beautiful. The special shades, these four unique shades, are pretty much how everyone raves them to be. They really are super special. Well, the mattes are the easiest thing to blend out and to blend with each other. I love this palette for these special shades. That was why I wanted this palette, this one specifically. As far as saying, is it worth it? To me, buying this palette, yes, this is worth it. I don't have any Pat McGrath palette. I can finally compare her formulas to other products of similar value or of similar formula. While I still think these shades are special, and they're beautiful, they almost do kind of feel baked at first, or just lightly poured and then baked. Like they're not a hard pressed type of formula. Very, very dry, and this type of sparkly, iridescent, almost non-opaque formula. The only other one that I found even remotely similar to it were the diamond and iridescent formula from Adept Cosmetics. I'm really happy I have this palette because I can finally compare it to everything else that I have tried so far. I really like it. Yeah, so those are the two other shades. So you can see this is part of that special like reflective diamond type of formula here. And I have used this quite a bit so far. I've done a few looks. I'll leave one of my favorite looks that I did with it here. I'm still trying to get some good use out of this. I haven't done like a billion looks with this, but I am loving it so far. In my eyes, I think it was worth the money that I spent on it. I got 20% off this. So I paid just over $100 for this. That is still unreal. That is a crazy amount of money for an eyeshadow palette, but it's, y'all, it's beautiful. It's so pretty. So the same purchase, when I purchased that Pat McGrath palette, I also purchased another eyeshadow palette. I purchased this one. This is the Instant Eye palette, Smoky Eyes Are Forever from Charlotte Tilbury. And these are the shades. So the same critique people gave the Pat McGrath palette, the Utopian Dreams palette, how they're all starting to look the same. All the mothership palettes from Pat McGrath are starting to look the same. People have said the same thing about the Charlotte Tilbury holiday palettes. They all have the same color story. They're all starting to look the same. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they do all look the same. All the holiday palettes look the same, but again, I don't have any of these holiday palettes from Charlotte Tilbury. So I was okay buying this because I knew I didn't have any of her palettes, especially none of the holiday palettes. Here they are swatched out. Like, oh, so gorgeous, right? I won't say they're as glittery looking as the shadow from her quad, but they really give an impact very similar to the way her quad does. And I do love it so far. It's really pretty. I've done a ton of looks with it so far. I became a Flip partner. Flip is an app that you can download on your phone, and you can hear a bunch of people talk about specific products that you can purchase on the Flip app. They're also products you can find on a lot of K-beauty sites. You can find them on Ulta Beauty. You can find those products on Sephora, but you can purchase them for the best price possible at the time on Flip. So I've been partnering with Flip, and they sent me over quite a good bit of products. Another eyeshadow palette that I picked up from Flip. I got it as PR, and it is one of the Rowan Beauty eyeshadow quads. I got the 75 degrees. Again, this is another really beautiful palette. It's hits every check mark. I love the easeability of it. I like using my fingers for products like this, if you couldn't tell. I love digging my fingers into products. Anything sparkly, any of these like sparkly top coats are just my vibe. I'm really loving these. They're an interesting formula. They're very hard, and you have to warm it up in the pan with your finger in order to get the creaminess built up on your finger to apply on your eyes. It is a really beautiful formula. I don't think it's for everybody, but I am really, really loving it. It's stunning. It's definitely a product like that I could see myself just bringing with me and not having to worry about anything else. They also sent over the Aether Beauty Supernova Crushed Diamond Highlighter. Again, I've talked about it over and over and over. I like sparkly things. I like sparkly things. I like shiny things. This ticks that box for me. It's so pretty, especially under low light, and you can't even see it well in the swatch, which is gonna drive me nuts. But when it's on your face, it's, oh my god, it's so pretty. It's sparkly. If you don't like sparkles in your highlighter, you're not going to like this, but I'd rather have sparkles all over my face and I'd be happy. Like, I couldn't care less if there was sparkles in this product or not. It's so pretty, but that's why I love it so much. I also got sent the Cosrx Aloe Soothing Sun Cream. It's just an SPF. It's SPF 50 PA+++. You can find this specific sunscreen a lot of different places. I'm really liking this. It definitely has more of a sunscreen smell. That doesn't normally ever bother me, but I do like it. I like that it's SPF 50, so it's a high SPF, and it has that PA+++. It has the 3 pluses. I try and always look for something that's either 3 or 4 pluses, so I know I'm getting as much benefit to my skin as possible. This one's a really, really good one. I like it a lot. A few other things that I got from my flip box. The Cosrx product I also got from the flip box. I also got these two guys sent to me from my flip box. This is the Kaja Moon Crystal Sparkling Eye Pigment. First off, I thought this would be way bigger than it is. It's very small, but you have to think you're just using this on your eye. So how big of a container of something do you need it to be? This is beautiful. It's more of like a purple red to a green blue flip. If you can see it. It's really beautiful. I really like it as a topper. I like keeping it as sheer as possible on the lid, and then all you see are just the flip of the actual sparkle. Super pretty. I would be up to picking up a few more shades because I like this formula. It's a really easy to use formula. Again, with the whole sparkly thing, I literally will try anything that looks even remotely sparkly. I love them. So this is from the brand, I'm gonna say it's the brand Bia, BBIA. It is a K-beauty brand. This is essentially an eyeshadow pigment, but it's a very sparkly looking eyeshadow pigment. It actually looks like, it looks like a glitter, but it's not. It's definitely not. So I just put it on the side of my hand and said, this is the pigment. It's a very like sheer pigment, I'd say, but the sparkle is what I adore from it. It's really hard to see on this camera. It just does not pick up how sparkly it actually is. It's so pretty. It's the perfect like nude, for me, nude shade. Oh man, I'll just put it on and this be the only thing on my eyes. It's so pretty. Last makeup product that I got from my flip box was this. It's a multi-stick technically. It's from Jason Wu. It is the shade Biscotti. It is marketed as a multi-stick. It works just fine as a multi-stick. I did a whole reel with it. I'll leave all my information from my Flip account and you can look through all these products and see me using all these products on my Flip account. So I'll leave that down in the description below. But I used this on my eyes, cheeks, and lips, and it was a really pretty monochromatic look. I like this formula. I like it the most as a lipstick, which is probably how I'm going to use it from now on. I do think it works really well as an actual blush formula. It's a really pretty pinky, peachy, mid-tone nude shade. I purchased a few more things, so I'm going to talk about those. So one of the items that I purchased was this NYX Epic Wear eyeliner. This is plastic, the actual tube, and I talked about this in my ranking video. This is a plastic tube, but it's not twist up. You have to sharpen this tube. Why would you sharpen plastic? I hate that. I'm so mad that this is not a twist up. As much as I don't like twist ups, I'd rather it be like a pencil. It's so annoying to sharpen plastic. That is so annoying. So I'm very irritated by this. I also thought this was going to be a matte purple, which is what I was trying to buy. This is shimmery. So buyer beware. If you're looking for a matte purple eyeliner, do not get this. Order the LA Girl Shockwave liners. Those are better and they're not shiny. This is shiny. Something else I bought at CVS is I was looking for the perfect brown color. And this is one of them that I purchased. It's from Maybelline. It's the Ultimate Color Sensational Matte Lipstick. This is what the packaging looks like. And I bought this in the shade More Truffle. It's not the perfect like true brown like I said I was looking for, but this formula, this is a good formula. I am very impressed by this formula. I love it. And I purchased two more lipsticks. I purchased this formula. It's the NYX Lingerie XXL. I had the original NYX Liquid Lingerie liquid lipstick formula, and I did really like that. It was more of like a cool tone lilac purple, which I don't necessarily reach for anymore, so I do believe I have decluttered that one. But I've been really liking these berry tone colors, so I picked up this shade. It's the shade Stamina. It's just a good like red raspberry tone, really pretty. I think it's going to be nice for the holidays. This has more of like a powder, like moussey texture to it. And the last lipstick that I purchased from CVS is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink, and I got this in the shade Protector. Like I said, I've been looking for the best kind of perfect true brown color, what I was going for. So this is the brown. And it's funny because I'm gonna share another lipstick that I purchased. It's definitely more of like a yellow greenish toned brown, which makes this brown look red. It's so strange. It almost makes it look like a red purple. It's very, very odd how colors pull, but I love this formula. This is one of my favorite lipstick formulas. It doesn't move, it doesn't budge. So when I have really dark, vampy colors like this, that's my favorite way to wear colors like this. I don't want it moving on my lips. I don't want it getting in my teeth. So yeah, I like this color. It's a really nice color. Couple more products that I purchased. I'm going to talk about that lipstick that I was saying just a minute earlier. This is the Sephora Cream Lip Stain. You can see how yellow toned this brown is. Again, I've been trying to find the perfect true brown color, and I thought I had found it with the shade that I got from the Maybelline line, and I saw this one in store at Sephora, and against all the other ones, this was the most yellow leaning brown, not purple leaning, not red leaning, but yellow, even slightly green. I think this is my perfect brown. I have this formula in a few other shades and I love it. It's a really good long-lasting formula. It's not uncomfortable to wear. I love this formula, but this is the shade. It looks very yellow toned, even green toned potentially, and that's the shade from Maybelline. Look how red and almost purple it looks compared to this one. Isn't that strange? Isn't that crazy? So yeah, I mean, that is pretty much why I wanted this one. It's just very yellow, and I've stated before over and over, I have a very yellow tone, undertone, very green, very olive. So having this in my collection is like ideal for me. I posted a photo, I'll post a photo up here of this eye look I did. It was this green eye look, and I wanted to pair it with this brown because how much yellow and green is in this brown. It matched so well with that eye look, but the amount of comments I got on this lip color was out of this world. So many people were like, I love that brown. That's such a pretty lip color. Where did you get it? What is it? So I was telling everybody what it is. This is the shade 53 in the Sephora collection. Get this, if you like the color options that are in like the melt lipsticks, because those are very unique. Those have like very green tones, very gray tones, you know, very unique color options that you don't see a lot of brands having. Everything is very pink and very like the lightest nude is a pink. I don't want a pink nude. I want a yellow based nude. Give me that. Well, I found my yellow base brown that I love, and it's this one. The last lipstick that I bought, I also bought the same time that I bought the one from Sephora. It's from Charlotte Tilbury. I want a yellow toned nude. I'm tired of finding nudes that are only pink and light. Where are the yellow light nudes? So the guy who was helping me out, he's amazing. He showed me that the Charlotte Tilbury line has a lot of yellow toned light nudes, or just yellow toned nudes in general, of all depths. And this is the shade Yes Honey. Now, the way this was swatched in advertisement, it was on a woman who had much deeper skin tone than me. And it looked beautiful on her. It was like the perfect baby nude color that you could find. Like it was her perfect light nude, like absolute perfect lightest nude. I was concerned that this wouldn't be light enough for me to be a nude for me because she was so much darker than me. But this is the actual color of it. And like I said, I wanted something that was very yellow toned. Can you hear my dog? Bear Bear. This is the color. I love it. I'm literally obsessed. It's very like peachy, almost orange, almost peachy, but it's very, very light. It definitely has more yellow in it than pink for sure. So I'm really happy with it. I've been using this a ton. a ton, and the packaging is pretty. Look how pretty this packaging is. I love it. I purchased this bronzer. It's from Iconic London. It's the Sheer Bronze liquid bronzer, and I got this in the shade Beach Vibes. I cannot remember if this is the lightest shade or not. If it's not the lightest, it's probably like the second or third lightest. I want it to get as light or as close to my actual skin tone as possible. Very sheer, but super pretty. I have been liking it so far. Like I said, it's very, very sheer. So I got it because I liked it because of how sheer it was. I wanted something that was sheer. I wanted something that was very, very natural looking. So on those days that I didn't want to wear a whole lot of makeup, I at least had something that gave me some depth and color. And that was this. Almost Glossier vibes. That's how I think of that Iconic London bronzer. It's definitely that Glossier, you're naturally bronzed, you're naturally this beautiful looking type of thing. So it's definitely not for everybody, but if you wanted something more sheer, definitely recommend going with that. The Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Matte Liquid Blush, and this one just happens to be in the shade Grace. It's just a super little baby product, but I've used it a ton so far. I was having a lot of trouble with this. The matte one specifically dries so fast, like you have almost no time to work with this. So it was very, very tricky to get it blended out in time before it dried on you and dried in that place on your skin. But I did find a way to use this, and I'll probably share it another time, maybe in another video. But yes, I have finally found a way to use this. It is probably the best way I've found so far. And yeah, so far I am liking it, but there are other liquid blushes that I prefer way more than this formula, because this just, it's a little bit of a finicky formula. I don't really want that when I'm trying to get ready. I want something that's really easy to use, effortless. That one takes some hand holding to get through the process. This is the last eyeshadow palette that got sent to me. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is the new Primrose Palette. I know this has gotten a lot of crap, but this is really pretty. I mean, oh, if you miss the classic ABH formula, especially for the mattes, this is it. And I do have to say, the promo photos that they have look nothing like what I'm seeing here, like in person. These are so much more purple. Online they look very similar. A lot of these mattes look exactly the same in those promo photos, and they don't look the same here. These shimmers are beautiful. The only shimmer I do not like is the shade Peony. It's this pink gold shimmer, duochrome shimmer. This is boring. This is in any palette. You can find this in the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. You can find this in the Morphe 350 palette. Like, this color is literally everywhere. I just wish this would have been a totally different shade. I mean, there's so many other options you could have done for this palette, and they chose to do the same boring shade that you can literally find in almost any other palette on the market. That's the only gripe I have about this palette. I just wish that shimmer was something else. These shimmers are beautiful. They're very foiled, which I like these more than like the shimmer I got from the Modern Renaissance palette. It's very soft pressed also. Every single one of these shimmers, 1, 2, 3, were broken upon arrival, and I had to repress them myself. Thankfully, they were fairly easy to repress, but they're still very, very, very soft. But because they are so soft, they do leave a very big impact on the eyes. I've done quite a few looks with this palette. I'll leave some looks up here if I remember. I do love this palette. The only other thing I do not like about this palette is the blushes. I'm not going to use these as blushes. This one is okay on my skin tone. This one is not okay. This looks very dirty and muddy and patchy on my skin. It's too dark. It's too orange. It does not work for the color I am. I'm way too light for this to be a blush. This is too opaque of a blush. It's too everything. It doesn't blend the best for a powder blush because it is so pigmented, and it's just not the right color. It's not the right tone. It's too dark. It looks muddy, it's too orange, it looks dirty on my skin, it doesn't look like a blush should look. Like this is a very terracotta type of color. That doesn't look good on me. It doesn't work for me unless it's a very sheer formula. This isn't sheer, so it doesn't work. That's okay. Not everything is gonna work for everyone, but if you're gonna put this in an eyeshadow palette, it should be a color that works for the majority of the population that you're buying from, and this isn't it. That's how light it is. And that is just orange. I mean, you can see how orange that is. It's so orange, so orange. So I haven't been using these as blushes. I've been using them as eyeshadows, and I wish that they would have just done that. Made these just two matte eyeshadows and then cut a little bit off of this palette to make it like a normal sized ABH palette. I don't really care about the packaging. The packaging doesn't bother me. It doesn't necessarily look cheap. I mean, it definitely is maybe a little bit cheaper than the original packaging, but as long as the inside's good, that's all I care about. I got these sent to me from Deck of Scarlet, and they sent me these two highlighters to get my opinion and my thoughts on these. Holy smokes. These are beautiful. Highlighting trio. I chose the color Rosé All Day, and then I chose the color Purple Haze. So this is the Rosé All Day. These are the two powders. Beautiful. One is a little bit more subtle and one is pretty foiled. And they can both work really well as a like eyeshadow if you want to do that. I won't. I'll literally use it for face makeup and that's about it, but it's so pretty. So this is what the base looks like. I'm just gonna get a little bit too much. That is what the liquid base looks like. Very sheer. It's the prettiest base you can use, and then put the actual powder on top of it. This one specifically is super foiled. I mean, you can see it here, and it's pretty sparkly too. Like I said, I love sparkly things. I think that's why I like these so much. The packaging is a little bit bulky, but it's a trio. So you know, they're trying to put two powders and a liquid base together. So like actually, in a sense, this works really well. And, you know, if you ended up using all of this, or maybe like, God forbid, it all dried up, at least you can keep this separate and store it, you know, without the base. But here is the Purple Haze color. Oh my God, it's so pretty. So normally it comes with this little lid, but I took the one off the rosé one because it wasn't fitting correctly. Look at that. And it looks like kind of crazy, but I promise you it's not. Oh my God, it's so pretty. And what is really in right now is purple blush, and this is the perfect topper for any like blushy look. And look at that, it just looks glowy. It doesn't really add much of a color, it just looks glowy and beautiful. And I really think the liquid part of this is like the star of the show. It's stunning, but I love the powders too. Again, you have the more natural, subtle one, and then this really punchy, sparkly, shiny highlight. So that's the punchy one, and then my ring finger is the one that's more subtle. See that? How pretty is that? And obviously you can make it not look so punchy and opaque. Like that does look very, very opaque, but they sent this brush over with it, and this denser, shorter side I was using for the liquid, and that's how it just kind of was blending it into my base. And then this like really light, almost feathery type of brush. I literally just, I'll literally just tap it, tap into it, picks up a good amount. And then when you're ready, you just fluff it on. And because it's such a fluffy brush, it kind of makes it look a little bit more dispersed and subtle. But look at that glow. Ah, so pretty. Love it. So I only got 2 more makeup products sent to me. I got this permanent palette liquid lipstick from Pop Beauty. I've gotten a color of this before, a more like neutral color. This one is truly just like a grape color, true purple grape type of color, and the color is beautiful, and I probably would wear the shade, but this is a formula that I'm not really a big fan on. I will try this maybe 1 or 2 times to see if maybe this formula just didn't work in the color that I had, but I have a feeling this is just a formula that I'm not going to like. And it would get kind of like oily around the cap area, and it leaked, so I haven't tried it yet though. I also didn't get to try this. This just came to me in the mail. It's from Item Beauty. I think this is Addison Rae's makeup skincare beauty line. It's the One Hit Prime Set and Refresh Dewy Finish Face Mist. So I've been really excited to try this. I haven't gotten to try it yet. I'll let you know in a future video how I like it. Maybe you'll see it in a ranking. We probably will, because I'll end up trying it at some point. And I actually really like this packaging. It's cute. It's like a matte baby blue, almost teal type of color. Looks promising. It's not saying much until I actually spray it, but I don't want to waste it. It says it's a dewy mist, so I'm gonna have to try it with a different base. Right now I'm pretty matte as my base, so I don't want to mess that up, but this is cute. I like the packaging so far. It's a fairly affordable price point. I'll leave the price here, and this is 2.7 fluid ounces, so it is a pretty small amount. I think my smallest spray is from Tatcha. It's like 1.35. So it's not the smallest in my collection, but it is a small amount. My Wander Beauty is 2 ounces. So not quite the smallest in my collection, but it's definitely not the largest by any means. Yeah, this one, the KVD one's 4 ounces. So yeah, there's definitely more in my collection that are a higher fluid ounce versus this, but I'm pretty sure this is a decent price point. I'm gonna head over to hair care first, since I don't have too many products. I only have 5 hair care products, so this should be pretty fast. I'm liking all of these. I have used all of these. I am actually enjoying all of these. So I'm gonna start with this shampoo that I bought, or I didn't buy, I got this from my my flip box. So this is the Orlando Pita Play Film Full Volumizing Shampoo. When I got my hair done, the hairstylist that I have, she's amazing. She's a blonding specialist, and the type of hair I have, she said, would work best with a volumizing shampoo. At the time when I got my hair done, I didn't have any volumizing shampoos, so I was excited to try this when I got my flip box. So far, I'm really liking it. It does make my hair feel very light. It does get kind of tangly, which I'm not surprised, because I feel like more like volumizing products tend to do that more than like the super hydrating ones, but it doesn't weigh my hair down, which is like ideal. It's so nice. I can go a lot longer before using like dry shampoo or just washing my hair in general, so I have been really enjoying this. It's just a clear volumizing shampoo. I really like it so far. My hairstylist was using this product in my hair when I got it done, and it's the Dpq Gloss Plus. It's an unpigmented deep conditioner. This is the sheer one. It's unpigmented. I don't know if she used the unpigmented or if she used like the blondest option they have, but I've been using this as like my all-in hair mask. I've been leaving it on for 20 minutes, but I've been mixing a couple drops of my IGK Mixed Feelings Leave-In Blonde Toning Drops. So I use these two together, or I just use this with like my shampoo that I'm using at the time. This is actually pretty good. I am enjoying this. I have never used a blonding or a purple shampoo before, so excuse me. So I don't really have anything to compare this to because I haven't used any product like that before. Sorry, I really feel like I'm losing my voice today. So I don't know if I'm going to repurchase the blonde drops, the purple drops. I want to try like an actual purple shampoo and see if I notice a difference in which one works better. But I am liking this. I do find it beneficial. I can mix this with any product in my hair care line. So yeah, it's kind of beneficial. So that is my third one. I've just been mixing it in with this because this is already an unpigmented conditioner. So yeah, I got this sent to me. This is the Moroccan Oil Oily Scalp Treatment. I've only used this 3 times so far. This does work, but I'm curious to see how much I like it now versus how much I'm going to like it when it's finished. So when I am done with this, I will have a full review. But so far, yes, I am liking this. I have noticed not necessarily less oil production in my scalp, but my scalp is nowhere near as itchy as it once was. So we'll find out when I totally finish this up. Last but not least, I purchased this. Oh, this is so expensive. This is the brand Oribe. It is the Silverati shampoo. I got this, I don't even know where I heard the Silverati from, but because I have really, really blonde hair, I was like, you know what? I wanted to look for something that would keep my hair looking as white as possible. I didn't want it to look very yellow. Obviously today it looks pretty yellow, but I haven't used any of these products. I haven't washed my hair in like 2 weeks, so I have nothing in my hair. But I wanted to use this stuff, and this is silver shampoo. It's weird. So yeah, that's the shampoo. It is silver. Do I think it works? Yeah, I would say it works pretty well. I definitely notice a difference on the days I use this versus the days that I don't. This is like a once a month shampoo. Also, this is a very... I'm scared to use the word drying, but this is a very drying shampoo. So when I do use this, I have to use a conditioning mask after it, or else my hair is very, very tangly and it's very hard to brush through. So I would err on the caution of using this every day. I would not recommend to do that. You know, give your hair a break from this. So that's the only kind of downfall to this. It does feel very, very drying in the hair. But as long as I use it with like a good hydrating hair mask, it's fine. The integrity of my hair stays. I don't notice any breaking or breakage, but I like the Oribe shampoo for the silver that it puts in my hair. So everything else is either like skincare, hygiene, whatever, nails. So let's hop into that. The first thing I want to talk about is this guy, and this is definitely like a hygiene thing. I bought this off of Target. It is the Waterpik Water Flosser. I've been looking for one of these forever, but the thing I love about this one is it's battery powered, it's waterproof, and it's portable. So you can take it with you when you go on vacation. You can take it with you when you go see friends in a different state or whatever, you know. There is a learning curve with this. Like if you're doing this over your sink, you're gonna get water everywhere. The first time I used this, I made a huge mess, but because it's waterproof, you can use this in your shower and then you're not gonna make a mess because everything's already wet anyways. I love you. I love this thing. This thing is amazing. I'm obsessed with this. So good. I love it. I've been looking for something other than just regular floss, so I've been having my eye on that, and it went on sale like 20 bucks off, so I like snatched it the second it went on sale. So I'm really loving it. It's like the perfect addition to my hygiene routine. I love it so much. I highly recommend a water flosser for anybody who's even remotely thinking about it. It'll change your life, I promise you. So I got these three things from Pixi. It's the Milky Remedy Mask, the Rose Remedy Mask, and the Vitamin C Remedy Mask. I don't know if I talked about these before, but I got these sent in about like a PR box together. I didn't get to try these yet, so they're all unopened. I'm curious as to how they work. They're huge tubs. So yeah, I mean, they're both 10 fluid ounces each, which is a lot of product, but they're cute. I mean, they got like this little spoon on the side of them that you can take off. I haven't gotten a chance to try it yet. I've been trying to work through specific products at the moment. That's the only reason why I haven't tried them yet. This guy is awesome. This is the Pharmacy Clearly Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. This is the same as the like original formula they had, except this doesn't have any scent to it. Thank God. It's still a really nice formula. I love the way it takes my makeup off. I love how it really is the perfect first step cleansing product. I always followed up with a second step cleanser just to get this off of my face then, but I do really like it. I'm so happy it's finally unscented, thank God. Let's talk a little bit of nail care. So from my flip box, I picked up these fake nails. They are from Tella Nails. They're the, I don't know what technically brand this is called. I think these are called like the Picasso nails. They are so cute. Look at them. Aren't they adorable? So I did a little video with these. They're also up on my Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram down below so you guys can check out this little video. These are adorable. I saw these nails on Flip and I immediately had to have them. So I'm so glad I got them sent in my Flip partnership box. I also got these two nail polishes. This is from Pop Beauty. It's just a like dark black and it's got these little red glitters in them. I haven't gotten to try this color yet, but it does look super cute. The color that is on my nails though is this. This is from Revlon. I love this formula. This is one of my favorite nail polish formulas. This shade is called Posh. It's just cute. I wanted something that was nice for the fall and the winter, and this is like the perfect green for both fall and winter. So that is why I picked it up. And the last nail product item was this. It was the like Kiss at home gel powder kit. I got it from CVS. It comes with like a clear powder, like dip powder set. It comes with like the brush on gel, the activator. I bought the top gel coat myself. It comes with like the cup that you slide your finger in. It comes with extra bristles. It comes with nail glue if you need it. It comes with fake nail tips. I don't have any of the nail tips on today. I did the first time I used these, but there's no tips on my nails this time. I'm just trying to let them grow out. I really like this. So I've never gotten a dip powder manicure before, so I didn't really know how to use it, but I'm glad that I got that. I've been doing my nails every 2 weeks and they're finally starting to grow out. So my nails have never been this healthy. I'm being honest, I've never been this long naturally. So far so good. We're getting there somewhere finally. We have 3 more products and then I'm done. Oh, it's so much. I'm so sorry. It's been a long video. 2 more items that I got sent from my flip box, and it's these 2 things. These are these Kitsch Dermaplaner blades. They're to dermaplane your face. Dermaplaning helps with like acne, helps with like buildup on your skin, helps with oil production. It also shaves your face. It shaves all that like baby fuzz, peach fuzz off. Really easy to use. I mean, they're really user friendly. I just put some facial oil on before I actually shaved and dermaplaned, just because I was afraid to cut myself, but they're really easy to use. This is the one that I have out like right now. I've used this quite a few times already. It's a really tiny blade. I mean, very small blade, really easy to use. I was surprised that there wasn't more of a learning curve than there was. And the last thing I got from my flip box is from Juno Skin. I think this is the same company that did those like microfiber sponges. This is great. This is kind of similar to like a Luna or a Foreo. Are you good? You want to say hi? What are you doing? He woke up. So yeah, this is essentially like a Foreo that you can get on like the online Sephora. There's two different types of bristles. One are thicker and one are smaller. The thicker bristles are for like your T-zone, like the more like trouble spots of your skin, and then the thinner ones are supposed to be for like your cheek areas. That's usually what I use this for. And then there's different vibration settings. So there's low, medium, and high. I always keep it on the lowest setting. I haven't noticed me needing to use the higher setting. They say in the directions, low setting is for people with sensitive skin, and if you have like no skin issues, you can use the highest setting. I really don't have any skin issues, but I still just enjoy using the lowest setting. I don't feel the need like I have to use the highest setting to get the results that I'm looking for. There's the little charging port, and it lasts a while before you have to charge it. I haven't even charged this once yet, so. Last but not least, this is the last product. I purchased this product myself, and it's honestly one of the more exciting products that I bought. It's a perfume. I got this during the Friends and Family sale on Macy's, I think. So this is the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess perfume, Eau de Parfum. I just got the 1.7 ounce, I think. Yeah. This was like a $90 perfume, and I got it for like $50 or $60. It was like 30% off, so I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna get it. I've been dying to buy this probably since 2019, maybe even the very end of 2018. So this perfume has been around for a while. I just never bit the bullet to buy it. This is amazing. This is right up my alley and the type of perfume scents that I love. This has a very similar scent profile to like the YSL Black Opium. If you're a Black Opium lover, you're gonna love this one. It's a very warm, sweet, vanilla type of scent. Really, really love it. Like this is like summer and summer vacation in a bottle to me, and like that's what I associate the smell with. Oh my god, it smells so good. I know this perfume has been around for a very, very long time. I never bought it. Actually, I heard about this perfume from one of the girls that I actually went to college with, Kelsey, and she actually has a huge Instagram following. I'll leave her in the description box if you want to follow her. She's a fashion lifestyle influencer, fashion lifestyle blogger. But I went to college with her, and I knew her before she started the Instagram. We weren't like close or anything. We had the same like group following, or like the group of people that we knew. So when she was starting her Instagram, she always talked about this perfume, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds like something I would like. So I've been pretty much since then, I've been like, I want to try this, and I never got a chance to. Finally picked it up. I'm so glad I did. This is like literally the perfume right up my alley, and it smells so good. It smells so good. I will try my hardest to leave everything in the description box that I talked about today. It's going to take me a while. I will leave my Flip account below. I'll also leave the place where you can sign up for Flip. The more videos you watch and interact with on Flip, you can get a discount amount, a dollar amount off your first Flip box purchase, and off future Flip boxes that you decide to purchase yourself. So I highly recommend going over there and essentially looking up all the stuff that they have, and all this like all the things you can find over there. There's so many more things over there besides the stuff that I talked about today. There's some great people on that account, both just people who follow each other and then flip creators. Like I said, I am a flip creator. I do make a small commission off the products that you purchase if you purchase through me. So if you do, thank you. I really appreciate it. I will leave the flip account down below. I will leave the link how to sign up yourself. And I'll leave all my Instagram information down below so you can check out the videos that I did over there and the photos I have over there. Go follow me over there. If you do follow me over there, tell me you came from YouTube. Hi. Yeah, just let me know you came from YouTube. I want to see how many people come over to my Instagram side from the YouTube side. So thank you for watching this really long video. Hopefully I can cut some of it out. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.